Hello, and welcome to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is the Valley Business Today, top of Virginia Regional Chamber's turn at the mic. Cynthia Schneider is joining me. She is their CEO, along with Taylor Comas. You met Taylor last month. She is their brand spanking new director of events and my personal favorite banker, because all of my accounts are at Bank of Clarke County. Brandon Laurie is joining us. He is their president and CEO. We're going to talk about Hob Nob. Hob Nob in the Valley is going to be here before we know it. It is happening on Thursday, September 10th from 5:30 to 8:30 at a really cool place in Clarke County, Chili Hollow Brewing Company. Cynthia, before Taylor gives us all the details about the event itself, this event has been happening for a very, very long time. It took a little bit of a hiatus, but then it came back, and it is one of your most popular events.
It is. This event is over 20 years. The idea, my understanding of the history, is this was sparked by an event called Shad Row. They used to take fish out of the river down in Southern Virginia. All the farmers and businessmen would get together. They'd throw a piece of fish on a plank of wood and cook it over the fire. And while they're standing around chatting, they're talking politics and who they're going to elect next to represent them. And apparently it became one of the largest legislative political event in the state of Virginia. Christopher West, he's on our public policy committee. He can remember, and we're going to go back over 20 years for Christopher, in high school, going down and putting up signs at some point in his life along the roads. And I think hundreds or thousands of people come to that event. So that's where the idea sparked, I understand, from people who have been around in the chamber even longer than I have now. So we came up with this concept to make more, because we're about barbecue up here in the southern part of Virginia. So we do more of a barbecue atmosphere, and it really lends toward that relaxed atmosphere that we're looking for, where the candidates, legislators, elected officials, and our government agencies and our business community can come together and meet face to face and really talk around the table. And I was thinking about it as I was preparing, and I thought about a lot of events like this you might go to and you're going to get talked at. But this event is a two-way, three-way conversation where the legislators want to hear from our business community and each other. And we want to be able to tell them and be the voice of business that brings them the attention of the issues that are important to our members and the community at large.
It is the least political event anyone will ever attend.
I love to tell this story. A couple years ago, and to your point, we changed the format after COVID. When we came back, things have just gotten politically very divisive, and fortunately our event never has been, but we really wanted to make sure that we had good civil dialogue, good civic engagement. And so we really focused on building good synergy between all of the organizations in the community. And so one of our nonprofits was there, the Virginia Cooperative Extension, and the ladies at their booth, their mission was to alert people to the problem with spotted lanternflies. And they got the most wonderful picture with Congressman Klein and Senator Kane at their table. That was really helpful for them to get that message to people in those levels of government that could bring awareness to that subject. So I just came from an agricultural industry meeting this afternoon, and hearing them talk about how they have to stay so proactive against these insects that could ruin their crops. A little fly can do a lot of damage to our business communities. That's the type of synergy and awareness that our members get to bring to those elected officials and legislators, government agencies, etc.
Taylor, most times people will come to an event like this or any other event based on where it is and what food is and drink is going to be available to them. When you throw in elected officials and some of that stuff, I think sometimes people are even more hesitant, but that's not going to be the case for this event because you've chosen a great spot and you've got a great lineup for the whole evening.
Oh, yeah. The food that's going to be provided for us is going to be beef barbecue that is grown on their land. So Chili Hollow raises their own beef, and they are going to use that beef, that organic beef that they have, and be able to give it to our legislators and the people that are coming to this event, which I think is super cool because you don't really have that in the area where you get to go to a place and then the place that actually home grows their animal, they're able to give it to their people.
It's taken farm to table to a whole nother level,
Right.
I think.
It is.
Yes, absolutely.
So how does the event work logistically, Taylor? So do I have to buy a ticket? What does that ticket get me? How do all of those pieces fall into place?
Candidates who are running for office, they get a table for $35, or a political party or a government agency also gets that for $35. And they get a table, a 6-foot table, a chair, and then the admission to the Hob Nob. And then we have just exhibitor booths for members, it's for $100. And then for non-members, it's $150. Chamber member tickets are $50. And then our non-member tickets for $60.
And then a ticket gets me what? All I can eat barbecue. I understand you can't be having it at a
Oh, yeah.
brewery, not have beer.
Absolutely. So you get the barbecue, and then it's going to be a cash bar for the beer that's there and wine that's provided.
Brandon, why would Bank of Clarke want to be involved in an event like this?
It's not because Chili Hollow is my favorite brewery. I promise that's not what it is. And it's right by my CSA, which is also Chili Hollow Farm. But that's not it. A couple reasons. And just to reiterate what Cynthia was saying, I love the nonpartisan aspect of this. I mean, in today's continued divisiveness, and I think particularly our area, the Valley, you don't see that. Our folks are generally speaking working with one another, and the opportunity for both candidates and sitting legislators and government officials to be able to walk around and talk to the businesses, and for us to be able to talk to them in a very relaxed atmosphere and not have to worry about the divisiveness that is politics today. It's refreshing. And I'm actually chair of the Virginia Bankers Association Government Relations Council and the ABA's GRC as well. So public policies, it's a favorite of mine. I spent a lot of time in Richmond when I'm not here in Berryville. And so to me, when this opportunity came available, it was an easy decision to want to join and help the chamber with this one.
You make a really good point, because I think sometimes those of us that live here in the Valley watch the evening news and we think, how are these people even acting this way? Because
Absolutely.
I run into my elected officials at the grocery store, and whether I voted for them or not, I can still have a civil conversation
Right.
with them about whatever might be on an upcoming agenda. And
Yeah.
this event just exemplifies that.
Absolutely. I mean, a couple hundred people sitting around and just discussing casually and comfortably what's going on, the problems, the solutions, the opportunities, the challenges. It's just a great event. It's my second favorite after the Valor Awards. I have to put an early plug in for that, but yeah.
Janet, my background, as you know, is especially food manufacturing. So when I came to the chamber and I asked me to be the CEO, I hadn't thought about that policy would be a part of my role. And in my family, I always say that's my husband's department. So it's been a bit of a learning curve for me to embrace public policy. But recently, a friend of mine reminded me that politics really, the etymology of the word comes from the affairs of the city. And it's like guarding the city, right? And so that really helped me to not think of it as politics and the divisiveness, but of crafting legislation that protects the citizens and protects your city. And good legislation is what really moves the needle in our world. It's just how we function in a good, healthy government. And so I'm learning to embrace and not see this as a divisive type of arena, but as a place to come together because we all know we all love our community so much. We care so much, and we might have a different way of approaching how to solve the problems. But I will tell you, in this region, there is no lack of caring. And so it's getting everybody around the table, having these kind of conversations that truly will move the needle to strengthen our community.
That's a great point. We often say, and I know it's somewhat cliche, but at the bank, we're only as strong as the communities we serve. And we just look at this as another opportunity to strengthen the community. As a member of the chamber board, it's also our responsibility to make sure that our businesses are well represented. And so to give them that opportunity to speak directly with both the candidates and the legislators. As I look at the other markets we're in, this is the only one where this is happening. And that's what's so exciting about it.
Let's take a break. When we come back, Cynthia, can we talk a little bit about who people who are attending that evening will get access to? Because a lot of times it's people they wouldn't have access to in any other forum. So can we get in the weeds on that a little bit in the next segment?
Sure.
We're on the Zooms today for the Valley Business Today. Top of Virginia Regional Chambers turn at the mic. We're talking about Hob Nob in the Valley. It is happening on Thursday, September 10th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Chili Hollow Brewing Company in Clarke County. Cynthia Schneider, CEO, and Taylor Colmus, Director of Events from the Top of Virginia Regional Chamber, are joining me, along with Brandon Laurie. He's President and CEO of Bank of Clarke. They are the presenting sponsors for this event. We're going to talk more about it when we come back in just a couple of minutes.
This Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. She doesn't know that yet. All she knows is that she went to justserve.org and volunteered an hour of her time. Browsing through dozens of service opportunities in her community, April decided to spend her Tuesday evening serving dinner to mothers and their children at a transitional house. She doesn't know she'll be serving a particular mother and daughter who will be spending their first night in this home. April doesn't know that the hot meal she'll serve is the first this mother and daughter will have had in a week, or that the simple smile she'll offer as she serves them will help them realize that things are going to be all right. Which is why this Tuesday, April Davis will change the world. See the difference you can make. Sign up for service opportunities in your community. Visit justserve.org.
Welcome back to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is the Valley Business Today. Top of Virginia Regional Chambers turn at the mic. To that end, we are talking to Cynthia Schneider. She is the CEO for the Chamber. Taylor Comas is joining us as well. She is their Director of Events. Brandon Laurie's on the Zooms with us as well. He is President and CEO of Bank of Clarke. They are the presenting sponsor for Hob Nob in the Valley, which is what we're talking about today. It happens Thursday, September 10th from 5:30 to 8:30 at Chili Hollow Brewing Company right there in Clarke County. And Cynthia, before we get back to Hob Nob, the Chamber, you touched on this a second ago before we went to break. The Chamber has a public policy committee because it is very important for businesses to understand what policies are in force, what's changing. So you guys have this committee. What kinds of things does it do?
So it's a board committee, though there are an array of members that are on the committee. It's just led by the board. But the purpose of the committee is to educate our members about issues, legislative issues that might be coming their way. They try to do at least 3 events a year that help our business members connect with legislators locally. We do a pre-legislative luncheon before they go to state legislature, and then a post-legislative event, and then of course Hob Nob. We do that as a minimum. That committee reviews public policy issues. If there's something that we feel that we need to take a position on, they would then bring that information to the board for their review to make a determination of whether there's anything that we actually need to take a position on. We work closely with the Virginia Chamber of Commerce as well as the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, monitoring legislation that could affect our business community.
It's so beneficial because most businesses, particularly small business owners, they don't have time to know what might be even on a city council agenda, much less on a state agenda or even a federal agenda. So knowing that their chamber membership is getting that research and keeping an eye on that for them is invaluable.
Yeah, 2 other events that we have added to our plate. We've been taking a contingency of members down to Richmond during the state legislator session and meeting with legislators to make them aware of the top of Virginia. So we have a little mantra, keep the top of Virginia top of mind everywhere we go, because we aren't the loudest voice in the state, but we are the fastest growing region in the state. And so just showing up, making sure they're aware of our region has been our mantra for the last few years. And then we're making headway on some of the bigger issues that are heading our way.
Having an event like Hob Nob in the Valley also provides people with access. Like on any random Thursday, I can't just call up Mark Warner and say, hey, I got a question for you. But you, in a lot of cases, have those state elected officials as well as all of the candidates that might be running for city council or Frederick County Board of Supervisors. I don't think Clarke has anybody running opposed against each other in this next election cycle, but it gives people that wouldn't maybe otherwise have had access to those people actual access.
Yep, so we have Delegate Oates and Delegate Wiley confirmed to attend. We're still waiting to hear back from Senator French. Unfortunately, Senator Warner is not able to attend this year. We're still waiting to hear back from Senator Kane's office. We're working with all the local candidates to get them there. And in light of that, of the local candidates, if in case they can't be there, another thing that we're going to offer this year is a candidates forum that's being led by our public policy committee. It's going to be a closed event with an invitation only. So it'll be public policy committee, some of the folks from their own campaigns. We'll film it and then we're going to put it online so that the community at large can hear the platform of their candidates. and hear them speaking side by side about the issues that matter to them. They're going to get an opportunity to share their platform and their interest and how that they expect to represent the community. So that's going to happen in October. And so keep an eye on the Chamber website to see the date that filming will go live.
Brendan, when we're talking about public policy, you as the CEO at Bank of Clarke aren't only looking at what policies might affect banking, because so many of your customers are small businesses, large corporations. You got to know about a wide range of things that could be coming down the pike in order to serve them the best way that you can.
That's a great point. I mean, certainly matters specific to banking are very important, but our livelihood is based on the success of our customers. As legislation comes through that may not be beneficial or may be beneficial, I mean, that's something that we monitor. We've got a group of folks that's what they do to make sure that we're keeping an eye on that in our credit team. And it's part of our everyday risk analysis that we run. And so again, an opportunity like this that the Chamber provides allows us to have direct access and offer opinions as to where we think, because we're talking to those customers on a daily basis. And when those legislative items come up, we're able to kind of share, this is what we're hearing from XYZ. I'm part of a Fed survey, Federal Reserve survey I get monthly, that I answer questions related to what are we seeing in our business community and how do we think that's going to impact over the next 6 and 12 months. And I answer that based on the conversations I'm having with our customers and with my bankers. So, this is just yet another cog in the wheel that we're able to leverage.
I don't know. So I'm going to put you in the same category, for good or for bad, with the politicians, in that the thing that I love. So I've been a Bank of Clarke County customer for 20 more years or so.
Thank you.
Here's the thing that I love about local banking, because in any other circumstance, I'm not going to get to meet the CEO of the bank that I use, certainly not if it's a corporate bank. And so you too are going to be at events like this. Scott Harvard comes to events like this. So having access to people like you, in addition to these politicians, really is beneficial for everyone who attends.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that's another thing that I love about Virginia banking, and particularly top of Virginia banking. You mentioned Scott, Mike Wilkerson, and if it's not us specifically, it's our number 2 or 3 and a few of them that will be there. And I know all of us have very similar open door policies. It's rare that a week goes by where I don't have someone that comes into the branch downstairs and says, I'd like to talk to Brandon, and they come on up. And that's why I'm here, right? I'm a community banker. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what's great about this community, and is the access to really anyone.
Dude, I am totally showing up at the Berryville branch and going to ask if I can just go say hi to Brandon.
I'm either here at the Thai restaurant or at Nick's.
That's awesome. So Taylor, someone who's listening right now and they're like, you know what? I have never been to this event and I've always wondered about it, and now I'm sold. I want to go. How do they get tickets? What does that process look like?
Go to Top of Virginia Regional Chamber online in any search engine, and they'll be able to go to the signature events tab, go to Hob Nob. There's a register button right there, and they'll be able to register as a guest.
Cynthia mentioned earlier, Virginia Cooperative Extension had a table. If there are government agencies or local nonprofits or anything like that that want to be involved in this event, is there still space for them?
Yes.
Taylor, you brought up a good point. This is not a members only event. This is a community-wide event for anyone to come and be a part of. There is plenty of room at Chili Hollow, so we won't turn anybody away. We do need registrations early, so they make sure they have all the food in order so everybody gets fed well. They're making customized salads for us to go along with that barbecue, so we want to make sure we have enough food for everybody. But other than that, come one, come all.
Brandon, thank you for taking the time today to chat with me about this. I appreciate it. I do have some banking things I want to talk to you about. So I am going to pop my head into your office.
Let's go. Anytime.
Cynthia will be very happy to hear that one of the things that I want to talk to you about is that I am finally getting my orange car.
Woohoo! I love it.
So I'm going to come to my bank and say, how much money will you give me for an orange car?
We're here for you. We're here for you. We can talk. I love it. Always doing business. That's great.
Love it.
And Cynthia, thank you so much for taking the time to give me all the details about this.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. I just want to again extend our thanks to Bank of Clarke County, such a great community partner as well as chamber partner. Brandon, thank you for your leadership there and all that you do for the chamber board and our members.
Appreciate the opportunity, for sure.
And Taylor, you'll have to watch the little ticker because tickets are going to start flying off the shelves now. So I'm sorry that I'm going to be keeping you busy the next couple of weeks.
You know what? I need to be kept busy. I'm okay with that.
I will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today, talking with Dawn Devine and Tammy Stevenson from the Shenandoah Valley Discovery Museum. Rumor has it there's a helicopter going on the roof.
Yes.
So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Meet me here for that conversation just a few minutes after noon.